Once upon a time, in a quiet, rather dusty corner of a very big house, lived a little key. His name was Locke. Locke wasn't a very old key, but he wasn't brand new either. He had a shiny metallic gleam, a lovely smooth head, and a wonderfully wiggly bit called a biting part perfect for turning. But there was one big, important thing missing from Locke's life. He didn't have a lock. Imagine, if you will, being a little key with no lock to open. Locke felt a tiny bit wobbly inside when he thought about it. Every morning the sunbeam would creep through the window, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air, and Locke would think, "Oh, if only I knew what my purpose was." He longed to feel that satisfying click as he turned, to know he had opened something special, something important. A little sigh like the whisper of a tiny breeze would escape from his keyhole-shaped mouth. One bright but still rather dusty morning, Locke noticed something new. A big sturdy wooden box had appeared in his corner. It wasn't just any box. It had a strange, intriguing symbol painted on its side, and next to the symbol a splash of color. It was a deep, calming color, like the vast, wide ocean on a clear day, or a cozy favorite blanket. It was blue. A beautiful, inviting blue. Locke felt a little flutter of excitement in his metallic heart. Could this be a clue? His purpose, he thought, must be hidden somewhere in this room, and perhaps, just perhaps, these colors would lead him there. He knew deep down that his Locke was somewhere near, waiting for him. He just had to be brave and look for it. Onward rolled little Locke, a tiny bit at a time across the dusty floor. Clinkety-clink, roll along went his metallic body. The floor was surprisingly vast for a little key, and the shadows from the stacked boxes looked like tall, mysterious mountains. He felt a shiver, not quite of fear, but of anticipation. What would he find? He reached the blue box. It was big and silent, and seemed to hum with a quiet secret. Locke gently tapped his bit against the side. No lock there. But then he saw it. Peeking out from behind the blue box was another, smaller box. And on this box another color. This color was bright and cheerful, like a sunny daffodil or a happy, buzzing bee. It was yellow. Oh my, thought Locke, a little spark of joy flickering within him. More colors. More clues. He knew that finding his purpose wasn't going to be a simple turn of a handle. It was going to be an adventure. He remembered a wise old paperclip once telling him that finding your purpose sometimes takes a bit of looking, a bit of trying, and a bit of persistence. And Locke was nothing if not persistent. He nudged the blue box slightly, and then, clinkety-clink, roll along, he moved towards the yellow box. The light from the window seemed to follow him, making his metallic surface shimmer. He gently explored the yellow box, feeling its smooth, painted surface. No look. But on top of the yellow box, balanced carefully, was a small, rather fancy-looking tin. And on that tin was another color. This color was bold and strong, like a juicy, ripe apple or a stop sign, telling you to pause and look. It was red. A vibrant, energetic red. Locke felt a surge of determination. He was collecting colors like precious jewels, each one a step closer to his goal. But what did these colors mean? Locke pondered, his little bit twitching with thought. He closed his eyes for a moment, remembering the deep blue of the first box, the bright yellow of the second, and the cheerful red of the tin. They were all so different, yet all so important. He opened his eyes and saw something amazing. Beyond the red tin, nestled between two very tall, dark boxes, was a gap. And through that gap, a sliver of light sparkling and shimmering, almost like tiny stars. It looked invitingly mysterious. Clinkety-clink, roll along. Locke bravely made his way through the narrow opening. It was a little tight, but he squeezed past, his metallic body bumping gently against the dusty wood. And then he gasped. Not a sound, of course, but a feeling of profound wonder. He had entered a new part of the room, a secret alcove, filled with even more boxes. But these boxes were different. They weren't brightly colored like the ones he'd seen. Instead, they glowed with a soft, gentle radiance. The first box he saw was truly special. Its surface wasn't painted. It was the color of a winter moon, of shiny coins, of a clear, bubbling stream under the sun. It was silver. A beautiful, glowing silver. Locke felt a thrill. This felt different, more important. He gently ran his bit along the silver surface. No lock here, but a feeling of warmth of nearing his goal. He kept going, clinkety-clink, roll along, his metallic sheen catching the magical light in this hidden space. He saw another box just as special. This one was the color of a lion's mane, of an old pirate treasure chest, of a warm, comforting cup of honey tea. It was brass. A rich, deep brass color, glowing with history and secrets. Oh my, thought Locke, his tiny key heart beating with excitement. So many beautiful colors, so many clues. He remembered the paperclip's words again. Persistence. He was persistent. He hadn't given up, even when the boxes seemed endless. He explored the brass box carefully. Still no lock. A tiny flicker of disappointment tried to settle in his bit, but he pushed it away. He was so close he could almost feel it. He knew his purpose was waiting. Then he noticed a tiny, almost hidden pedestal in the very center of the alcove. And on that pedestal, glimmering softly, was something that made Locke's metallic body tingle with pure anticipation. It was a lock. But not just any lock. This lock was exquisitely crafted, with swirling patterns and a smooth, welcoming keyhole. Its color was unique, a blend of the moon's glow and the lion's mane, reflecting both silver and brass in its intricate design. It seemed to hum with a quiet energy, waiting. It was mysterious yet utterly familiar. Locke rolled closer, his little bit trembling with excitement. This lock felt fitting. It was the perfect size, the perfect shape. He knew with every fiber of his metallic being that this was his lock. He bravely pushed his biting part into the keyhole. It slid in smoothly, perfectly, as if it had been waiting for him all along. A soft, gentle thunk echoed in the quiet room. He felt a deep, satisfying connection. With all his strength, Locke turned. And with a joyful, definitive click, the lock opened. It didn't open a door to another room, or a treasure chest full of gold. It opened something even more special. It opened a small, beautifully carved wooden panel on the side of the pedestal, revealing nothing but a soft, warm light and a feeling of profound belonging. Locke felt a warmth spread through him, from his head to his bit. He had found his purpose. He had found his fitting lock, using his brave spirit and his clever eyes to follow the colorful clues. He realized that the journey, the searching, the persistence, that was all part of finding out who he was meant to be. He had looked at the deep blue, the bright yellow, the cheerful red, and then the glowing silver and the rich brass, and each color had guided him, step by metallic step. He stayed there, nestled in his lock, feeling utterly content. The dusty room no longer seemed vast and confusing, but rather a place of adventure and discovery. He knew now that even small keys have a big purpose, and sometimes you just have to be brave enough to look for it. And as for what was behind that beautiful open panel, well, that's a story for another day, my curious friends. Perhaps it holds the secret to unlocking the very next adventure. A moral: finding your purpose means being brave and persistent, even when the path is mysterious and takes a little searching.